Good morning, everybody, and this is your Euro USD setups for today. So we are back from our travels, and yeah, it doesn't look like much happened last week. Big up, big down. I think the one thing that has confirmed for me is that we've got a fairly decent crossover of the moving averages, and we are above the 150. So I'd want to see the moving averages get above that before, committing to a longer term view to the upside. But there's still a lot of concern about when interest rates cuts are going to come into effect. So we are currently sitting at June. So it all depends on the data right now. So whatever data happens, and then also war is the other thing that is driving the dollar. So we just need to be very patient at the moment. And you can see it does look like a bit of a rounding bottom, could be forming, could be swinging to the upsides, in other words, a weaker dollar. But then you can see the confusion that keeps coming in where we're not entirely sure of what's going on. So when we drop down through the time frames, the 3 hour last week, big up, big down, big up, big down, and then bob wire. So this is just a sign of confusion. And as long as you understand that the market is confused, you're not going to get yourself burnt. So this is a level at the moment. You can see this pin bar here. We are trying to find some supports on it. That's at 108,395, and we are grinding higher. That's no other way to explain that. But when you look at the hour, yesterday was pretty much above the moving. Friday was flat moving averages. Now we're above the moving averages. We've broken. We've come back to test this 108,395. And I'm going to hold it there for a level that we need to pay attention to still. So don't really trust what happened here. One thing that I am looking for today is, why I say I don't trust it. So if I call that a flag, which is one way of looking at it, but if you just take this top trend line here, diagonal trend line, and take this horizontal, looks like a flat bottom triangle that was forming and has broken to the opposite side. So often what happens when you see this kind of thing is this. Let's do that. Range. Okay, so let's just delete that. Let's drop down to 50 minutes, see if anything changes. There's lots of confusion. Nice strong move up early in the session, but then in the US session, confusion, which is to be expected. So I'm not entirely convinced. We haven't had a decent move up in an area to pull back. I suppose we could argue yesterday there was a nice juicy inside bar and a second inside bar, so that was the entry. But are we going to break through this structure here? So I suppose this is the line on the sand, 108,547. Break up, come back, build a base here would be a fairly decent opportunity for a long, and your stop is going to be 100 points away, basically below the low of this morning currently. I'm not entirely convinced either way, but it does look like that is what's going on if you look at the hour. So nice juicy move up, consolidation, looks like it's breaking the consolidation. So on the lower time frames, I'm looking for a break and pullback on structure, and it's going to be somewhere between 108,547 and 108,528. So move up, more than likely bounce off the high of yesterday, which is going to be 108,595. So come back, find support in this area. You've got a fairly decent, even if you go to the swing low of yesterday, let's call it a 200 point stop loss for a potential. This is the move of yesterday, 469 point. So you've got a 200 point stop loss for a 400 point gain potential. So I would be paying very close attention to this today. Definitely going to be on my big screen. Wait for the pullback, wait for the retest, and then you're looking to jump in long with this. Your stop area is basically below 108,395. So if we do get below that, then all bets are off. Take the knock and wait for the next setup, which would probably be to the downside. Hope that helps, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow morning. Cheers for now.